Hello everybody. Today I'll be making a video on RTIC's new coolers, hard packs. I got the 20 and the 65 quart. I already unboxed them, so this is just a preview of the boxes that they come in. I'm not a big fan of UPS. Or there's another company I'm not too fond of, but corners are kind of damaged. But upon review of the cooler, everything looked fine. No damage to the actual coolers themselves. So let's go ahead and move these aside. So these are the coolers. We'll start off by looking at the 20 quart first. You guys can get a look at that one. This is the top part right here with the cooler emblem. You see the inner square has some little bit of grippy texture to it. And what I found nice is I don't know if this was on the last model coolers that they had, but you can see it has a hole in it, and on the indent, so that way you don't have to take this all the way off. You can just unscrew it slightly, and it'll just drain by itself, so you don't have to worry about losing it. Also, a little tip: if you get one of these coolers, these drains do not come tightened. So, you know, if you go ahead and fill this thing up with ice and everything, and you know, starts leaking, it's because these don't come tightened. So you gotta actually make sure they're tightened on. So it actually comes with two of them. So it comes with the smaller one on one side and the bigger drain on the other, which I don't know if this is too much any better, because this little indent right here, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. It's not bigger than the other one, but the drain plug is definitely at least quarter bigger. Now this big one does not reach all the way down. Oh, also, I've seen a lot of videos of people complaining about the latches, and these ain't going down. These are fairly solid. That ain't going nowhere. I mean, I'm slapping it. It's not falling down. So I think they handled that complaint with some of the older models. I don't know if you can see the inside, but you can see the indent. And one of the drain plugs goes all the way to the bottom, where the other drain plug is about maybe an inch off the bottom. So, but I guess that's nice too, so no little ices or anything gets clumped up somewhere. So that's the inside. Has the indent for separating. And this right here, this thickness, is this whole thing. So this whole thing has an indent besides, I think, right here. This section is a little thinner, but not too much thinner. Nothing to really have nightmares about. That's the section right here. Let's see if you can see that. Let's see. That's better. The RTIC logo. The gasket is really nice. Really thick. Feels pretty solid. I like it. next thing I'll probably show. One thing I noticed is it says RTIC on these. Let's see if you can see that. It says RTIC on it, but I don't know. I feel like they could have made that lettering a little wider or something like this, but I don't know. I mean, they work good. That's all I can really care about. One thing about this I'll probably have a complaint about is if you notice that I'll probably have to put some type of grip right here on the corner, because I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like that it hits the corner of the cooler, and it'll probably over time just make an indent and damage it. But let's see, it has these little locking, that's what this is for. It has an indent where it locks into place. Mind you, this cooler is 15 pounds. This one right here. So there's that one. Next up is the 65 quart. On top is pretty much the same as the 20. Has the grip in the middle, grip texture, and it has the RTIC logo right here. Front, nice big sticker. Same type of latches. I don't think there's no difference in the size. Same thing. I mean, that thing ain't going down. Not like all the old videos I've seen of people having to put washers in and try to fix it to try to accommodate for the loose latches. So that's nice. Inside of the cooler, it's pretty much the same, just bigger. As the slot for a separator. Same double drain plugs. One's lower than the other, which is nice if you have a lot of water. It's faster, you know, so that way you're not spilling every trying to tilt this thing over and empty out water the old-fashioned way and spilling all your ice out or whatever you have in your cooler. Same giant RTIC logo. Gasket's good. I noticed on the bottom, let's see if I can get that in frame. I don't know how much you can tell on the video, but right here the gasket kind of slumps down just a little bit. So this is nice straight, and then it dips down just a little bit. But other than that, I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll pry it off a little bit, re-glue it back on, call it a day. Not too stressed about it, but something I noticed. But I noticed on a lot of people's, on their videos, I noticed their gasket wasn't really straight. But hell, as long as it works, I ain't got no complaint about it. So that's the inside. One thing I wanted to show y'all as well. This is the bottom. Another giant RTIC logo. It says 65 on the sides. This is the handle. Fairly good string. I don't know how long that'll last, but because this thing is 32 pounds just by itself. The cooler is 32 pounds, so I'm pretty sure with a couple of 20-pound bags and whatever you're putting in this thing, it's going to be well over 50 pounds easy. Maybe even 60. The grip is nice. It actually has like a plastic on the inside. It's not just the flimsy rubber trying to hold on to, so that's actually nice and flat. We got the rubber feet, which is nice. Has a 2 indents, so I'm assuming they work with the wheels that the aftermarket wheels that people could sell and put on the cooler, so that way you're not trying to lug this thing around. You can just attach the wheels. It's pretty much just like a base thing. It latches on the 2 indents or one of the indents on the rubber feet, and then it latches in under here, and then you can just wheel this bad boy around, so you don't have to try to carry it or try to find somebody to, you know, sacrifice their arms with. Try to carry this thing around at a campsite or something, or at a ball game or picnic or something. But these rubber feet are pretty nice. I'll show you the rubber feet on this one as well. This one doesn't have the same, but it still has, like I said, an RTIC cooler. Didn't show you that before, but this thing has the rubber feet too. Now I don't know if they sell a wheels for this one, for the 20, but I actually took this one off. I took one of them off, so I'll probably have to put some glue in there just to make sure they're nice and stuck, because I don't know if you can see this, but it kind of a little wobble to it. This one's fine. This one's a little wobbly. But now I heard some things about people saying that had some leaks. They did the leak test, blah 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 blah. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not going to be doing anything with these coolers that's gonna require me to have nightmares about if this thing is gonna flip over. Because in reality, I think that's ridiculous. I mean, what are you gonna be doing? Are you gonna cause this 15-pound by itself, 32-pound by itself cooler to fall over? That's just, you got to be really trying to tip this thing over. I mean, I don't care if you're at a barbecue or, you know, whatever, and some drunk person comes in and tries to, you know, accidentally tries to fall over it. They ain't gonna knock this thing down, especially not this 65 core. This thing weighs too much, especially with everything in it. You're gonna be fine. So the leak test thing, I won't have nightmares about it. So, but I did hear something about the warping in the middle when it hits the sun. But we'll find out when I do a ice review, ice challenge on it, on both of these things. I'll put both of these in my truck, and so far here in the South San Joaquin Valley, we've been getting close 90s, and we're just about to hit the end of May. So these will be really put to the test. I'll put them in my truck, kind of a real scenario deal where, you know, I am driving, the ice is slushing around back and forth and whatnot. But anyways, like I said about the tipping over, this is that rubber feet. I mean, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing. Let's see if I can get better, more higher view. I'm pushing this thing, and that's a little cooler on top of this big cooler. This thing ain't going nowhere. I mean, one finger. I mean, that thing is gripped. That thing is really gripped. Especially in my truck, I have a rubber mat for the bed. So with that rubber mat and these feet, that thing ain't going nowhere. Let me see. I'll show you. So here's 65 quart. So I mean, that thing ain't going nowhere. Let me get away from glass. But I'll show you how I'll get flat hands and I'll lift it. I mean, that's gripping. I mean, it ain't sliding nowhere. It's in there. It's gonna be on the ground. It ain't going nowhere. I mean, at least that's what I believe. And if you actually tip this thing over, I'll be impressed if somebody actually just tips it over by accident. Or, I mean, if you're driving and you tip this thing over, I don't know, you must be in a rally car doing something ridiculous, because to try and flip these things over, I really don't see you ever doing that. And I mean, I have coolers. I have an Igloo cooler, you know, the big giant one from Big 5, and a couple of little ones where the lids aren't even attached to the actual cooler itself. They're just free floating lids. And I've never had a cooler topple on me. I mean, I drove from the South San Joaquin Valley in California all the way to Zion National Park with 3 ice chests. Like I said, one of them had the free floating lid. 2 others were just flimsy Igloo coolers. Nothing. Didn't budge, didn't nothing. I mean, all those coolers, I don't even think weigh as much as 15 pounds. So they don't even weigh as much as this one. So I don't know, what people complain about is beyond me, but so far so good. I like the way they look. The reason I got tan was because I know white would have probably reflected sunlight better. Would have kept the ice chest contents probably a little cooler. But I know what I'm gonna be using these coolers for, camping and stuff like that. They're gonna get dirty, stained. You know, same reason I didn't buy a white truck. It's just gonna start looking dingy after a while. The dirt's just gonna seep in, and eventually you just have this off almond color looking product. That's why I just opted for the tan. Make my life simpler. I mean, you'll see the scratches, but you won't see the dirt as bad as a white cooler would. But yeah, that's pretty much the I was gonna do an actual unboxing where, you know, lift it out of the box and everything, but when they came in the other day, I was just too excited, and I didn't roll the camera, and because I've been wanting a cooler like this for a very long time. And when RTIC had that dispute with the other brand, we all know, they had to change up some key designs and stuff like that. But I like the way it looks. I like the way they